Now, one of the hardest hit countries is Sierra Leone. Its Foreign Minister, Dr. Samura Kamara, was in Washington for that U.S. Africa Leaders Summit earlier this week. And we got his thoughts on how the Ebola crisis is impacting his country.
Sierra Leone is one of the three countries that's suffering from this Ebola, a disease for which nobody knows the exact source, and a disease at this material time that has no apparent cure. Nobody ever expected Ebola. Nobody ever knew what Ebola was. So it is true, we were not prepared for it. And then when it was detected, then of course you had a problem of equipment, protective equipment. You had a problem of drugs, but you had a problem of logistics and this sort of thing. And then more particularly, medical personnel. You needed trained medical personnel and this sort of thing. So that took us by surprise. But luckily, the arrival of Médecins Sans Frontières, a lot of them, they helped. They complemented the efforts of government. But I think our main area, talking to my colleague, the Minister of Health, is in the area of medical personnel. We need a laboratory that will help in testing. We do need protective gears, because it's very important that you are protected, because it has to do with contact. It's not an airborne type of disease and this sort of thing. So we need immediate response in terms of what I've just stated, in terms of medical personnel. We need immediate response, support from the international community in terms of equipment. Ambulances, for instance, because you need ambulances to walk around. You need to train people as well. You need a laboratory for testing. I was in Guinea, and I understand the CDC gave them, the German government gave them a laboratory. I think we need this type of facilities. I have to remain optimistic. Apart from the state of emergency, I just heard today there was an emergency cabinet meeting, which has just decided to come off the two epicenters, Kenema area and Galau area, to restrict the movement of persons, because it takes about 21 testing days if they suspect you of the virus or if you report on anything. So I think that's a very good decision that has been taken, and we do hope that will contain the disease. It's about education. It's about awareness, engaging the local communities, telling them exactly what Ebola means, what are the precautionary measures they should be taking. And the fact that we're deploying military is only a way of trying to restrict the movement of persons, especially those that will be still in a state of denial. The consensus is that this is a global threat, and therefore it requires coordinated global action, because a patient flew from Liberia, went to Lagos, passed on Ebola. Two people are already dead in Nigeria. They are confining about 70 people. It's anybody's guess why they will go again, this sort of thing. And because there is no cure, because contagion is very fast, very rapid, and it's fatal, and it is good that we have an international reaction to this. And certainly it's not the first area. I looked at a recent report by The Economist. I think it's this week's report, the 2nd to the 8th, and there's a whole picture that tells you the geographical delimitation of where Ebola could be a threat, starting from somewhere in Senegal right down to some parts of the eastern parts of South Africa, the forest area. So I think we need a global intervention that will do precautionary measures along this delimited, this defined geographical areas.
Again, that was Dr. Samura Kamara, Foreign Minister for Sierra Leone, one of the hardest hit countries, talking with The Heat during his trip to Washington this week.